Welcome to the Jerry Graves channel, the only channel that talks about mastering your flow, how to deal with narcs, psychopaths, and anybody who's toxic. And without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. First of all, I wanted to say that the flow within is finished and you're one step away from getting it. All you have to do is click in the description, and there's a link that'll send you straight to PayPal. You PayPal it. It's an order form. You just basically click proceed, and I'll send you it through email. Simple as that. Very easy. I haven't had any unsatisfied customers so far, and I mean, you guys are my flowers. We're part of a tribe, so let's get that popping. I wanted to talk about anxiety and exactly where that comes from. I mentioned it in my last video, but I wanted to go a little bit further into it, which is basically your parents cause more than just social anxiety. They cause stage fright, and just things like that. Just the idea that they're constantly trying to keep up appearances in front of other people, it makes it a huge deal to you as a kid, and it doesn't just go away. But they also are watching you all the time. You know, when you're around guests or you're a guest in somebody else's home, your parents are watching you just because they want to make sure that you don't say anything that reveals anything about them, you know, and you can feel that. And right at the beginning, maybe you don't understand it, because when I was younger, I didn't directly get abused. My parents more were going at each other, you know. So my abuse, like, that was really direct, where it was right in my face, was like as I got a little bit older. But I'm talking about from 2 to, like, you know, 7 years old. Like, I got abused, but it wasn't as bad as it was as I got older. So in that moment, it was more, I don't want the guests to know that my parents fight all the time and things like that, you know. So that's what it was. Like, I would have that, somebody watching me, making sure I don't say anything all the time. And so when you have that, then it's like you're always watching yourself. It becomes like this huge part of you, and you end up becoming more shy, more reserved. You know, you're more internal than you would. You're not as expressive. And even further than that, like, they go beyond just don't say anything that exposes me. It's more, make sure that you're perfect in front of everybody, because it makes me look like a good parent, you know. So that like, I got to be perfect in front of people I don't know, makes it where you get stage fright, you get, you know, socially anxious, you become more shy, you get embarrassed easily, and just all the stuff that wouldn't be a part of your personality. Like, you think that that's who you are, but really it's them. They put that on you, and it doesn't just go away. You know, you always feel like you're being watched, and eventually you get to the point where you're watching yourself, and you never become exactly who you would have been if you weren't in that household. So a part of that is sad, but you can understand it, and you can slowly become the real you over time. It takes a long time to do that. It's not like some overnight thing. It's not like, okay, now I know why this is happening, so I just got to think a different way and then I'm good, because it's beyond thinking about it now. It's like one of those automatic thoughts that you have because you've been doing it so long, and it's a part of you from when you're a kid, that it's like it's deep within you. It's not like something, like, if you were abused now, like, as an adult, you're in a bad relationship, you have a better chance of shedding that. Like, you might feel that for a little bit after you get out of that relationship, but you can shed that, and you know, it's a lot easier than if you were born into it. And this is, you know, from before you could even understand social dynamics, when you're 1 years old or even younger, like them, how they treat you. Like, you can still, you're still smart enough to understand how to deflect certain abuse, or even as a baby, knowing, you start to learn when to cry and when not to cry, and stuff like that. So I don't know if that was how I was, but I've read about things like that, like babies learning how to, um, basically how to control and nurture their parents, so that they don't get abused. And if that's the case, then that right there just shows you how deep it is. If you were learning that as a kid, if you were, 3 years old, 2 years old, and you're already a shy, like really, really quiet, well behaved kid at that age, you're completely different from all the other kids that you're around. you know you're always looking to your parents before you engage in something. How are you expecting to just change that, like, easily? Like, it's just no way to do that. That's a huge deal. That's a big part of you. So um yeah, it's going to take a long time to change that. So I would just take it baby steps at a time. And maybe we never can change that. I don't know. But it's just something to think about. It's something that you can try, I guess. But that's all I got. Make sure you buy The Flow Within. It's in the description. It's very easy. People like it. Get it, and just, be down with me. And that's all I got. Peace.